Hey everybody, this is the homework solutions for the finding the equivalent resistance of mixed circuits. I'm going to be doing numbers 4, 5, and 6 because those are usually the ones that are the toughest and the ones I receive the most questions on. So here we go. We have number 4 here right in front of us. First thing you're going to want to do is I would always suggest looking for things that are in series and combining them first. So here we have these two in series, that just becomes 2. These 3 in series become 3. I would then suggest redrawing the circuit at that point. So now we have a 2 here, a 1 here, and a 3 over here. Your next step is that 2 and 3 are in parallel with each other because the current comes out of the source, and when it reaches a junction here, it splits into the 2 and 3 ohm resistor. So these two are in parallel. That becomes 1 over 2 plus 1 over 3, which becomes 1.2. At that point, I would suggest redrawing the circuit again. And we get that this is 1.2, this is 1, and these two together, sorry, it's a little floppy there, are in series with each other. So these two you can just add together, and that's where the 2.2 comes from. That's number 4. Number 5, yeah, there's that diamond shape in number 5 that really should try and make you think about the current flowing in the circuit. As the current comes in right here, sorry, it splits at a junction. And just because things are across from each other doesn't make them parallel. You really want to visualize the current flowing through this. The current goes up and over. So it has to go through these two resistors without ever splitting. Same thing on the bottom, which means that these two resistors here are in series with each other. So that's just 2. These two resistors are in series with each other. So 1 plus 1 is 2. And these two over here are in series with each other. So 2. After that, I suggest redrawing the circuit. Apparently I can't hit that. Okay. So I'm going to redraw it. We now have a 1 ohm resistor here. We have a 2 here and a 2 here. Not sure why that is there. Erase 2 and 2, and then we also have a 2 here. So next step here would be to combine the 2 that are in parallel with each other, these two. And that's pretty simple. 1 over 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2 equals 1. At this point, we need to redraw. Some of you may be doing this, by the way, without redrawing. Some of you can see this pretty quickly and taking multiple steps at the same time, and that's fine. If you're getting the right answer, it's totally fine. So I'm redrawing this. We have a 1, 2, and a 1. And as the current comes out of the source and reaches this junction, it splits. Some of it goes through 1 and 2 without splitting. That means 1 and 2 are in series with each other, which just becomes 3. After that, if you feel like you need to, definitely redraw it one last time. And you got a 1 here, and you got a 3 here. 1 and 3. Those two are in parallel with each other. So that is just 1 over 1 plus 1 over 3, which gives you 0.75 ohms as your answer. All right, and then the last one, number 6. Sorry, it's on the other page up here. Where is it? There it is. All right, number 6. Let's start it off. So I see a couple things right away. I said these two are in series because they're next to each other and the current cannot split, must go through both of them. So there's that. Current comes around and reaches a junction here, rejoins here. That means these two are in parallel. So that's 1 over 1 plus 1 over 1, which is simply 1/2. At this point, I'm going to redraw this circuit. We got the 1 here. You now have 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. So this is 1, 1/2, 1, 2. Now, again, I'm visualizing the current flowing through this circuit. If you're not, you should be. As it comes out, it reaches a junction, and some of it goes this way, some of it goes down here. That means there's some parallel stuff going on. But before you can do that, these two are in series with each other, and that's just adding together. So that's 1.5 ohms. If you feel like you need to redraw, because some of you may see that the 1.5 and the 2 are parallel with each other, then you may not need to redraw. And you may see after that that the 1.5 and the 2, once they're combined together, are in series with the 1. That's fine. If you need to redraw, then you redraw. It doesn't really matter. So I'm going to redraw this. We have the 1 here, we have the 1.5 here, and we have the 2 here. So 1, 1.5, and 2. Again, we're visualizing current flowing in our circuit, visualizing it coming out of the source, reaches a junction, splits into the 1.5 and the 2. That means these two are in parallel. So that'll be 1 over 1.5 plus 1 over 2, which gives you 0.86 or 857 if I remember correctly. And some of you may know already that that's going to be in series with the single, the 1 next to the battery. But I'm going to redraw it anyway. So we now have the 1 here and the 0.86 here, and those two are just in parallel with each other. So we just add, and you get 1.86 ohms. Hopefully that helped if you had any difficulties with it. And as always, if you have any questions, just send me an email or visit me during office hours. Hope you're all well.